Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining for the Recovery Snack Tuesday, February 10th. Hope everybody's staying safe and warm out there. Um, Looking forward to another day. Let's dive right in. In case y'all just joined, I've started to compile all my old videos. I've got a month and a half worth of them now. My old videos in playlists on the channel. Please take a peek and leave a like or a comment or something or another. Give me some advice. I'm learning here. Other than that, if you see any value in this and drawn to do so, please like, subscribe, share with friends in the recovery communities or whatever. Spoke on it yesterday. I've got some more material coming, it's a little bit more over, a little bit more of a wider blanket as far as recovery is concerned, because recovery, as I stated, can look a lot of different ways to different people. So I'm getting a little bit more of recovery readings, generalization, my journeys, alcohol and drugs, and some trauma. Um, but everybody has their own. So I tried to find something that was a little bit more in line um, with others who maybe hadn't went the alcohol and drugs way. Like I said, recovery is recovery in my eyes, and if your life's getting better, then I'm happy for it. Love to be a part of that journey with you. Okay, so let's dive in. 24 Hour a Day Hazelden book. Tuesday, February 10th, AA thought for the day. Since I realized that I had become an alcoholic and could never have any more fun with liquor, and since I knew that from then on liquor would always get me into trouble, common sense told me that the only thing left for me was a life of sobriety. But I learned another thing in AA, the most important thing anyone can ever learn, that I could call on a higher power to help me keep away from the liquor, that I could work with the divine principle in the universe, and that God would help me to live a sober, useful, happy life. So now I no longer care about the fact that I can never have any more fun with drinking. Question: have I learned that I am much happier without it? Meditation for the day. Like a tree, I must be pruned of a lot of my dead branches before I will be ready to bear good fruit. Think of changed people as trees that have been stripped of their old branches, pruned, cut, and bare. But through the dark, seemingly dead branches flows silently, secretly, the new sap, until with the sun of spring comes new life. There are new leaves, buds, blossoms, and fruit, many times better because of the pruning. I am in the hands of a master gardener who makes no mistakes in his pruning. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may cut away the dead branches of my life. I pray that I may not mind the pruning, since it helps me to bear good fruit later. Just having the Super Bowl, that last little bit reminds me of the analogy of the best time to be a quarterback's Monday morning. Because at that point in time, you know exactly what you should have done on Sunday. Recovery for me was a little bit like it. I had to walk through the hard stuff blindly, in faith. I'd never lived a life where I let myself be okay expressing what was going on and showing vulnerability about, I've got troubles and I'm having problems handling it. And I know that I have substance abuse problems. I did the best that I could to mask that stuff and try to act like, everything was okay and be a functioning adult who just happened to be a little bit wilder than most. That was my creed, man. That was my patch, man, on my jacket. Chris, funny. He can drink a case of beer and run up the street on his hands. That stuff might have, that was funny. High school, 20s, early 20s or whatever. But everybody grew out of it, and I continued going and going and going and getting worse. And by the time I thought that some of these things are going to have to change, I found myself medicinally addicted, and that introduced a different level of fear into me, because at that point in time all my fun in my mind, whether I wanted to believe it or not, I understood clearly all my fun had turned into a brand new problem. And the way it was affecting me, a bad one at that. But I couldn't get away from it. I didn't know, I literally didn't know anything else. I found myself being close to a 40-year-old man. And if you stripped alcohol and recreational drugs out of my life, I couldn't tell you what I liked to do. I couldn't tell you what Chris enjoyed doing, where he liked going, what hobbies would you find him doing in any given day. If there was no alcohol and drugs, if I was awake and not working, then I was drinking and drugging. And I'm not proud of that fact, but that's the way it was. And all of my hobbies incorporated the normalcy of drinking and drugging in her. I didn't attend. I didn't go there. I went somewhere else that I could do what I was doing freely and relatively openly, depending on what the substance was. This recovery stuff's a brand new way to live. And it talks about not being mad anymore, about not being able to drink or drug or do your things or whatever. That didn't happen to me immediately. When the drugs and the alcohol left from me, I literally grieved them, I think. That was one of my best friends. One of my best friends. So I thought. So it took a lot of time. But yes, I've been sober a while now. And leaning back and looking back, I wouldn't trade this. But given that fact, I understand the maintenance that my program needs. Because me not trading it don't do it. If I don't practice a recovery program and keep myself around my recovery community, my disease will rationalize in my brain as I sit in isolation somewhere that it would be okay, if you just did a little bit this time. And if I don't have my community and everything, I might believe that. And I don't want to ever believe that again, because that's not true. So anyway, I appreciate y'all joining me. Please share this with somebody, subscribe, tell somebody about what I'm doing here if you see any value in it, and try to get this thing built up a little bit more. And I appreciate you joining me. Thank you very much. And Lord willing, come back and see me Wednesday morning. We'll be doing it again. So let's have a great Tuesday, y'all. Have a blessed day. Take care and talk soon. Bye-bye.